2024 meeting. Come to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Blankley. Here. Mr. Blankley is present. Ms. Bonnick. Here. Ms. Bonnick is present. Mr. Brew. Here. Mr. Brew is present. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Cruz is present. Mr. Dondorfer. Here. Mr. Dondorfer is present. Chairman Hasman.
Here.
Chairwoman Hasman is present. Mr. Milne is excused. Ms. Smith. Here. Ms. Smith is present. Ms. Vasquez Simmons is excused.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
No, there is not.
Is there anyone present who has not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? All right, seeing none, let's move ahead to the approval of minutes. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the June 24th, 2024 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 24-0234, authorize a contract with Ultra Mobile Imaging, Inc. to provide radiology services at Monroe Community Hospital and Monroe County Department of Public Health.
Moved by Legislator Cruz, seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? Yes, Legislator Brew?
Yes, to the chair, to the administration. How many respondents were there to the RF?
Through the chair, there was only one respondent.
Question to the chair, to the administration. What are the amount of patients at MCH in the tuberculosis control program that will be provided these services?
Through the chair, that's a really difficult question because it's based upon need. So it could be any number of residents at any time at MCH.
Further discussion? Oh, yes, Legislator Smith.
I'm through the chair to the administration. I'm once again happy to see the many ways that MCH team has really come together and make sure that our residents are taken care of. This is much needed. Residents don't have to travel for their services, so that's great to see. I do wonder, are we going to try to get back to doing dialysis at MCH?
Through the chair, that's also a very great question. We have been trying to find partners in the community. However, we haven't been able to get all the way to the finish line. So something we would love to see back at MCH, but haven't quite gotten there.
Thank you. Thank you.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next.
Referral 24-0235, authorize a contract with Health System Services Limited to provide Medicare Part B products and supplies for residents of Monroe Community Hospital.
Moved by Legislator Cruz, seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? Legislator Smith?
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, what instances would the county be obligated to reimburse the vendor?
Through the chair, there are various circumstances in which Medicare Part B has very specific requirements and allowances under their Part B benefits. I can give you an example, it's probably easier. Sometimes Medicare Part B will require or allow a certain number of wound dressing changes per week. If the facility for some reason exceeds that number, the facility would be responsible for whatever excess in dressings were used.
Thank you.
Further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0236, confirmation of reappointments to the Monroe County Board of Health.
Moved by Legislator Cruz, seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0238, acceptance of a grant from Health Research, Inc. for the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Program.
Moved by Legislator Cruz, seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? Legislator Dondorfer.
Very much. Through the chair to the administration, how much does the county have in restricted New York State funds following the COVID-19 pandemic?
Through the chair, Mike Sayers from Public Health. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, how much, through the chair, how much does the county have in restricted New York State funds following the COVID-19 pandemic?
Through the chair, we have zero money in restricted funds that has been made available to us. So this grant would be, so this is only for this grant, and this money is not available to us. And we didn't get any money prior from this grant in earlier years, from the restricted side.
Okay, so this is the only money then. Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. The chair recognizes that Legislator Vasquez Simmons has joined us. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0239, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Department of Health and authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the City of Rochester for the lead rental registry program.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons and Legislator Cruz. Seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? Legislator Brew.
Chair, what are the various communities of concern and how were they identified?
Through the chair, for this particular grant, the high-risk area is within the city of Rochester. It is identified with elevated lead level numbers, housing stock, and we have a listing of census tracts that turns into a map. It's mostly the crescent.
Further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0240, acceptance of a grant from the Housing Trust Fund Corporation, a subsidiary of the New York State Housing Finance Agency, for the Leading in Lead Prevention Pilot Program.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? Legislator Smith.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, how soon do you expect that work to start?
Through the chair, the grant was awarded to us in April. After we get approval from the county legislator, we have to go through an RFP process for our housing publication. Once that happens, so probably beginning of the year.
Further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0241, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Department of Health and authorize intermunicipal agreements for the Tobacco Enforcement Program.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? Legislator Smith.
Thank you. Through the chair. I see on this referral the list of town police departments. Is there a reason the Brockport Police Department is not part of it?
Through the chair, I was not present when we first set up the ATUPA grant. We do allow additional police departments to add on. Actually, this one we added on Ogden because they approached us saying we would like to do our own. Monroe County Sheriff's Department does, or Sheriff's Office does all of the locations where there isn't a police department listed. Sometimes they don't because it's more of a burden since they don't have many facilities.
Thank you. I do have a second question through the chair to the administration. Do you see in the future grants like this that would include the selling of cannabis?
Through the chair, at this time we have been told no. New York State has set up the Office of Cannabis Management to handle cannabis sales.
Thank you.
Discussion? Oh, yeah, Legislator Dondorfer.
Just to err on the side of caution, I declare my interest in this.
Oh, thank you. Legislator Brew, did you have a question?
Through the chair of the administration, does the Department of Health itself do any tobacco? Or I do know a number of years ago, question is that still under?
Through the chair, the age for underage checks has changed since the age to sell tobacco is now 21. So we are not supposed to use young children anymore, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And since we contract with the police departments, it's the police departments that go out and do they get their own minors or young adults to go out and do that. A lot of time it's somebody who's interning at the facility or somebody's child there. We do have sanitarians that work for the health department that have to do some follow-up, but they are a county employee and they are not underage. Oh. So you could always reach out to a municipality. I'm sure they'd love the help.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0242, acceptance of additional funding from the New York State Office of Children and Family Services and amend Resolution 473 of 2023, authorizing contracts with not-for-profit agencies for Rochester Monroe County Youth Bureau programs in 2024.
Moved by Legislator Cruz, seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? Yes, Legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0256, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Office of Children and Family Services for the New York State Child Care Block Grant Pandemic Funds.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Blankley. Is there any discussion? Yes, Legislator Dondorfer.
Sorry, I get all the questions today. Through you to the administration, does the county expect to see any more of this funding in the future?
Good afternoon, Denise Reed from Monroe County DHS, through the chair. These are pandemic funds in addition to the block grant, so we don't expect to see any additional ones. We expect to have an increase in our traditional allocation. Through the chair.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none? Oh, sorry, I thought I heard something over. There being no other matters, the July 30th, 2024 meeting of the Human Services Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Human Services